Here's a quick video on the life cycle of a full truckload shipment. Right here from the dashboard, we can simply scroll over to Create Shipment Standard Form in order to start our full truckload shipment. This takes us to the shipment creation page where we can select our customer along with the contact we have at that customer's location. I can see here that we are selecting a full truckload shipment, and so we'll begin by entering the origin and destination of the shipment. If we have the customer's address book saved, we can simply select that location in order to eliminate tedious data entry. Once we have our origin and destination, we can scroll down to find the pickup date, and if there is an appointment date and time, we can select that as well, but for now we'll leave this open-ended. Once we've decided on that, we can scroll down to our accessorials section, and if we have no accessorials for the shipment, we can continue to move down the list. Here's where we will enter the details of the shipment itself. Instead of pallets or anything else, I will go ahead and select truckload. And the weight of the shipment, and we'll say this one is 40,000 pounds. For description, we'll put FAK just for the sake of example. Now, if we are using any kind of pricing intelligence tools, we can generate a smart quote in order to produce an instant rate. However, if we're not, we can scroll down to the bottom where we can find our details for entering a carrier. If we aren't sure which carrier we're going to go with and we're not sure about the pricing, then we can simply save and view the details of the shipment. This will automatically take us to the shipment profile. Now, if we are a customer rep, our job is basically done for now, because this shipment will need to move over to the procurement team in order to find a carrier for the shipment. With Tai, you can set up teams so that these shipments automatically flow to the correct carrier reps, depending on region or office, or however your company is split. But if you need to assign this to a particular rep manually, you can do it by searching for your teammate's name here, or you can simply assign it to yourself. So for the next steps of this shipment, we'll need to move over to our truckload search page. From the truckload search page, at the very top, we can see the shipment that was created from Chicago to Las Vegas. There are multiple ways to use this page, but in this scenario, we're using it as a queue for our carrier reps in order to find shipments that are not covered that need to be posted to the load boards or sent out to carriers in our network. At the top here, you can see our color coding legend that shows all the pink shipments have not been covered or posted, meaning they're brand new shipments with no action that's been taken so far. In this scenario, we can go here to the shipment itself and select it in order to get it posted onto the load board, but I can also see that I have a few other shipments that I should probably post as well, so I'm going to go ahead and select those shipments as well. And then I can go ahead and post all 4 shipments right to the load boards from here. Tai will also automate the reposting for you. So with this shipment, I'm set up for every 30 minutes for the rest of today. This shipment will delete my old post and repost for all 4 shipments until I have found coverage or pulled it down from the load boards. Now, if I'm not looking to bulk post, instead what I can do as a carrier rep with this shipment is, if I already know what the pricing should be off the top of my head, I can simply click here in order to add in pricing for the buy or the sell rate. This would allow my customer rep to send a quote back to the customer from the system immediately. However, if I need to send an email blast out to my carrier network to find a quote, I'll need to move to my next page for that. So we'll cancel out of this screen. And as you can see, we're still dealing with that same shipment that we built. And so instead of the bulk posting or any kind of communication from this screen, we'll go ahead and click on the truckload quoting page. From the truckload quoting page, your carrier reps can view all of the resources they need for finding coverage in a single page. For example, here's my shipment details for this shipment. I created it on the previous page, but if I needed to, I could edit the shipment from here. And if you are running a model where your carrier reps also deal with the customers, they could build the shipment on this page if they would prefer. Now, by showing the shipment details on this page, I automatically run all of these rates depending on what kind of pricing intelligence tools that I'm using. For this shipment, we have several carriers available. If we had more, they would all display here, up to 5,000. That would allow us to email blast every single carrier in our network that could service this lane with just a click. Additionally, from this page we can see that the authority, insurance, safety, and packet are all in order, and if they were not, they would show in red. This allows our carrier reps to move quickly, knowing that all these carriers that they might want to work with are in compliance and do not require any additional onboarding. From the same page, if we had not already posted it on the previous page through the bulk poster, we would be able to post this shipment right from here. Same functionality where we can automate the reposting. And if we would like to offer a rate based on the data we have at the top here, we could do that as well. Whether you post to the load boards or send the email out to your network, all carriers can quote off of a link within time. Once the carriers quote me from the links provided, those active quotes will show right here in the active quote log. So when I'm ready, I can look at my list and see that all 4 carriers who have quoted me are in compliance, and it looks like their quotes are well below the market rate currently, so they all sound good. So I'm going to just go ahead and go with the lowest quote of $2,050. So I'll simply click the pencil, select this trucking company for the shipment, which will automatically pull it down from the load boards and make it unavailable to other carriers. Now, if I'd like, I can simply send out the carrier confirmation right from here. However, if I would prefer for my customer rep to send it out first, I can go ahead and leave this one alone. Now that I've selected that rate, it'll automatically be applied, and my customer rep will be aware of it on their side. Let's go back over to the truckload search page and check it out. As you can see, the status of the shipment has changed to green because this shipment is now covered. You can see my buy rate that I selected on the previous page, which will allow my customer rep to add the sell rate or the carrier rep. Now, one important thing to note is that you can set these customers up with a margin automatically applied so that when a buy rate is selected, a sell rate will automatically generate. You can see that the rest of my shipments were set up in that way, where most of them are getting about a 15 to 25% margin. However, for this one, I wanted to show you your ability to manually enter the sell rate if you'd like. Once again, I clicked on the money section of the shipment, and on the fly, I can decide that I'd like to make $200 off of this shipment, so I will go ahead and make the sell rate $22.50. Actually, that margin's not that great. Let's go ahead and crank it up just a little bit more. There we go. Now I feel really comfortable with the margin that I'm getting off of this shipment, so I'll go ahead and save it. Now that it's saved, we can see that we have a buy and sell rate, and now we're ready to fire this off to the customer. So I'll simply go over here to my send message button, and with this pop-up, I will select my quote response for my customer, and you can see the details of the shipment have been pulled in. So we're moving this with John Cox Trucking. It's going to cost our customer $25.50, and if they'd like to book it, they can simply click here, and then we can automate the dispatching, or we can manually send off the information to the carrier, depending on how much automation you'd like to leverage. If we do need to then manually send the carrier confirmation after the customer accepts, the carrier rep can then go into the same shipment, same email module, except they can select the carrier confirmation email and fire this off to the carrier, who can electronically confirm right from the email or from the confirmation sheet itself. Now, leveraging automation, this shipment would automatically have gone from quoted to booked and then to dispatched. However, if we need to make a manual change now that we're in our track and trace section of the shipment, we could simply select the update status module, mark this one as booked, and then wait for it to change. Or we could select another status. So if the status is already dispatched, we could go ahead and just select dispatched, which will update everybody associated with the shipment that the shipment has been dispatched. We can even automate emails going out to the customers to make them aware of the shipment status. At this point, we are now in the track and trace phase of the shipment process. So if we do need to track the carrier, we could go back to our update status module and select our tracking application. In this case, we'll go ahead and go with Trucker Tools, and we'll go ahead and type in the driver's cell phone. From there, we can either begin tracking in real time with the Trucker Tools application. If we are not using an application or the driver refuses to download the application, we can request the driver's location via text message by simply clicking this button. The driver will receive a link in the text message that asks for permission to get that one data point from the driver. If we have several shipments that we'd like to text drivers for or look for updates on, we can select our truckload status of covered shipments, or we could go off of the status of dispatched, in transit, anything like that we'd like. But I'm going to go ahead and filter down to just my covered shipments. And now I'm displaying all my covered shipments. We can see the shipment that we created right here at the top, the one that we've been tracking the whole time. Now, we have already sent out a text message to the driver, and we're also tracking with the Trucker Tools app. But let's say we weren't, and we wanted to also message every single one of these drivers. We could simply select all 500 shipments on this page, go over to our bulk operations tool again, go to check call, and send all 500 carriers a text message requesting their location, prompting them with the same permissions icon. Now, let's move on to when the shipment has actually been delivered and the next steps from there. So, if we're tracking in real time, we may have already gotten the status update automatically showing us that the shipment was delivered, but if not, we can manually go to the update status module, and from here we can go ahead and select the status of delivered and update the shipment. Now, regarding the post-delivery steps of the shipment lifecycle, we have a document processor. This document processor allows us to forward all of our emails from carriers to the system in order to extract the attachments and put them in a queue so that they can be sorted. In some cases, the documentation can be auto-sorted. The goal here is that once all the paperwork for a shipment is retrieved, Tai can automate the audit process for you and even automate the invoice delivery to your customer. However, this is where we'll stop for today. For more information on the accounting module itself, please reach out to your sales rep or see our accounting demo videos.